Hello, today we're going to be administering medication for Mr. Philip Brown, who came in with hypertension and edema to his legs bilaterally. He has congestive heart failure and COPD with an allergy to acetaminophen. First thing with the medication, we're just going to check the physician's order and compare it to the medication administration record, the MAR. First thing, we'll just look at the name. Philip Brown, same FIN number, that looks all right. And then we'll just look at the medications prescribed by the physician. Hydrochlorothiazide, 50 milligrams POBID. Hydrochlorothiazide, 50 milligrams POBID for 8 o'clock. And then we have furosemide, 40 milligrams PO daily. We have furosemide, 40 milligrams PO daily. And then he also included fluticasone MDI 6H, which is also there, but they already got it at 6, so we won't need to worry about that today. And those medications are going to be oral. So first we'll look at furosemide, which we have 40 milligrams as indicated. Be taken once daily at 8 o'clock, and with the name Philip Brown. The expiration date is all right, it's not passed, and the patient does have an allergy to acetaminophen, but that doesn't affect these drugs. So before I handle the drugs, I'm just going to wash my hands, sanitize, take furosemide, take 1 tab at 40 milligrams, furosemide. All right, and then as soon as you put it in there, I'm just going to label it. And then I'll double check my label, medication, with the medication, and back to the physician's order. So just to double check it all, you have furosemide, 40 milligrams for 8 o'clock for Philip Brown, and initialed by myself, MC, indicating I prepared the medication. So with furosemide, it's a loop diuretic, and it inhibits the reabsorption of sodium and chloride at the proximal and distal tubule in the loop of Henle in the kidneys. And today we're going to use it to treat edema, which could be treated for pulmonary or heart edema, which could lead to heart failure. So that's what we got going on there. Oh, as well, I should mention that adults with oral, it should be between 40 to 60 milligrams initially, and then depending on how it works, if it doesn't work within 6 hours, then the prescription could change 1 to 3 times daily for up to 2 weeks. And we're just next we're gonna look at hydrochlorothiazide, which we have here. I'll just double check this is the right medication. Once I put it in here, put it into my cup, hydrochlorothiazide, and we'll double check these labels. The medication and the order again. So I have hydrochlorothiazide, 50 milligram tablets, be taken at 8 a.m. or 0800 hours, and initialed by myself, indicating I prepared this medication. So that all checks out on there. All right, and for hydrochlorothiazide, it's a thiazide diuretic, and it acts on the distal tubule and ascending loop of Henle by increasing the excretion of water. So we'll be using this for Mr. Brown's edema, but this also helps with the hypertension and diuresis, as well as a dose looking at 25 to 100 milligrams daily, or 1 to 3 doses. It's usually split between 1 to 3 doses a day. Contraindications for this is hypersensitivity to thiazides or sulfamides. Precautions when taking this medication is pregnancy, breastfeeding, hyperkalemia, renal or hepatic failure or disease. And something to look out for is dizziness and weakness, especially when standing or moving positions, can onset pretty quick, as well as can be taken with food. That's safe. And just watch sun exposure when taking this medication. That's for hydrochlorothiazide. All right, so we got those checked. Go to okay, so now that medications are ready, I have a cup of water here for Mr. Brown. We've done our second check with the medications in their containers. These I can put away back into storage so they won't be unattended. And we can take these to Mr. Brown's bedside. Okay. Hi, Mr. Brown. Got your medications here today. Okay, I got your water, and I'm just gonna double check, make sure we have everything right here. So I got your meds, and we'll just double check. Hi, Mr. Brown. Can you tell me your name today? Philip Brown? Okay. I'm just gonna double check that with your wristband here. Philip Brown, 61 years old, with the right VIN number. That looks good. All right. Also, do you have any allergies, Mr. Brown? Okay, acetaminophen. That's what I have here too. Perfect. Okay. I'm just gonna do a final check. So now we're on our third check after asking if he had any allergies. So we have the hydrochlorothiazide for Philip Brown at 8 a.m. 50 milligram tablets. That's PO. That checks out. Then we are here. And then furosemide, Philip Brown, for 8 a.m., 40 milligram tablet, PO, by myself. Let me see. And that looks good there. So we did our checks. All right, Mr. Brown, so we have a couple medications for you today. First one is hydrochlorothiazide. This is going to help with your edema and your hypertension problems that you have previously. And we're just administering 50 milligrams today. All right. Be sure when you're standing or sitting, if you move too quickly, that can cause dizziness and weakness in muscles. And then looking at furosemide, which we'll also be taking today. It's going to help with your edema. You can get rid of the excess fluid in your body. It helps with hypertension as well. And we'll be giving you 40 milligrams today. And again, just watch for dizziness and weakness when you're moving or standing. Okay. And we'll just get you in a seated position for now, Mr. Brown. That's all right. Hope so you don't choke on your medications today. Just get you in a high Fowler's position, sitting almost upright. Perfect. Okay. Now, medication here. So, if this was a real person, I'd either hand them the medication or help administer them, whichever they decided, along with a cup of water if they needed or required. And after that, just on my way out, just make sure the call bell is within reach. Now that we administered the medication, I can write today's date, as well as my initials for the medications that I administered. This is hydrochlorothiazide and furosemide. Alright, how are those meds doing? Alright, you got them down? I'm just going to make sure that the patient did in fact swallow their pills and they're not choking on them or holding them in their mouth. And so that's signed, it's all good. Call bell's in the way, in good position. Now let's get you back to a more comfortable position there, Mr. Brown. Just telling you when to stop. That's good. Perfect. All right. Just let us know if anything feels weird, if you have any effects coming up. Just let us know immediately. We can handle those for you. All right. Thank you, Mr. Brown. See you again later. Goodbye.